My new neighbor's daughter pointed at my tattoo. "Mom, he has yours." I never saw her the same way. I had lived alone for almost 3 years. My name is Ethan. I was 34, worked as a freelance carpenter, and spent most of my days fixing other people's homes while avoiding conversations about my own life. The small tattoo on my left wrist was the only thing I had never tried to hide. It was a simple compass with tiny initials carved beneath it. A matching tattoo. Or at least, it used to be. Only one other person in the world had the same design. Her name was Lily. We had been together in college, young, reckless, convinced that love could survive anything. Until it didn't. One misunderstanding, one painful goodbye, then life pulled us in completely different directions. I hadn't seen her in over 12 years. That's what I believed. One Saturday morning, a moving truck stopped outside the empty house next door. A woman stepped out first. Then a little girl, maybe 6 years old, jumped onto the driveway, laughing while chasing bubbles. I didn't think much of it. New neighbors came and went. I waved politely. The woman smiled back before returning to unpacking boxes. A little girl, however, kept staring at me. Children notice everything. I simply smiled and walked back inside. The following afternoon, I was repairing my mailbox when the little girl wandered over holding a stuffed rabbit. "Hi. Hi there. My name is Emma. I'm Ethan." She smiled proudly. "My mommy says you're the nice neighbor." I laughed. I hope she's right. Emma looked at the hammer in my hand. "Can you fix toys too?" "I can try." She handed me the rabbit whose ear had come loose. Within 2 minutes it was repaired. Her eyes lit up. "You're magic." I laughed again. "Just good with tools." At that exact moment, her mother walked over. Said, "I'm so sorry if she's bothering you." "Not at all. Not at all." Then I looked up. Time froze. It was Lily. Older, more mature, but unmistakably Lily. She looked just as shocked. "Ethan?" "Yes." "Lily?" For several long seconds, neither of us spoke. Finally, she smiled awkwardly. I didn't know you lived here. I didn't know you were moving here." Emma looked between us. "You know each other?" Lily nodded. "We were friends." Friends. That single word somehow hurt more than I expected. Days passed. We remained polite neighbors. Nothing more. Sometimes we exchanged coffee. Sometimes I helped carry groceries. Sometimes Emma insisted I join them while drawing with sidewalk chalk. It felt strangely comfortable. Almost dangerous. One rainy evening, the power went out across the neighborhood. About 20 minutes later, someone knocked. It was Lily. "Our breaker won't reset." "Let me take a look." 5 minutes later, the lights came back on. Emma cheered. "You fixed the whole house." I wish it were that easy. She hugged my leg before running away. As I reached for my flashlight, my jacket sleeve slid upward. The tattoo became visible. Emma pointed immediately. "Mom!" She grabbed Lily's hand. "He has yours." Silence. Complete silence. Lily slowly looked down at my wrist, then at her own. The same initials. Exactly alike. Emma frowned. "Why do both of you have the same picture?" Neither of us answered. Finally, Lily whispered, "We got them a long time ago." Emma smiled. "So you were best friends?" Neither of us corrected her. That night I couldn't sleep. Old memories flooded back. Road trips, late-night diners, dreams of building a house together, promises we never kept. The next afternoon, Lily knocked on my door. "Can we talk?" We sat on my porch. For a while, neither of us spoke. Finally, she sighed. "I never told Emma who you were." I figured. I didn't know I'd ever see you again. Neither did I. She stared toward the street. I was angry for years. So was I. Then she smiled sadly. We were both angry about something neither of us actually did. I frowned. What do you mean? She reached into her purse and unfolded an old letter. I found this last month while packing. It was addressed to me. Never opened. I wrote you after we broke up. I never got it. My roommate forgot to mail it. I stared at the faded envelope. 12 years. Lost because of one forgotten letter. She laughed softly. We wasted a decade. I shook my head. We didn't waste it. We lived it. There was a difference. Over the next few weeks, we became real friends again. Not because of the past, because of the present. Emma loved inviting me for dinner. She insisted I judge every drawing she made. Whenever I visited, she would proudly tell everyone, "My neighbor fixes everything." One evening, Emma asked a question neither of us expected. Why did you stop? Lily looked at me. I answered honestly. Sometimes grown-ups think they understand everything, but they don't. Emma nodded seriously. So you should say sorry. Kids really do simplify life. Lily laughed. I think he's right. So do I. We both apologized. For everything. For nothing. For the years we couldn't get back. Months passed. Slowly, naturally, something changed. It wasn't dramatic. No movie moments, no grand speeches. Just coffee becoming breakfast. Breakfast becoming walks. Walks becoming evenings together. One autumn afternoon, Emma handed us 2 pieces of paper. She had drawn our family. There were only 3 people in the picture. Her mother, me. At the top she had written, "My favorite people." Lily quietly wiped away a tear. What do you think? Emma asked. I think, I smiled, you're becoming an incredible artist. She grinned. And families can grow. A year later we stood in a small garden behind Lily's house. Nothing fancy. Just close friends, a few relatives, and Emma throwing flower petals everywhere except where she was supposed to. When it was time for the rings, Emma whispered loudly, I knew the matching tattoos meant something. Everyone laughed. I looked at Lily. She squeezed my hand. This time, there were no misunderstandings, no missed letters, no unfinished goodbyes. Sometimes life gives you a second chance, not because you deserve one, but because both hearts finally learn what truly matters. And every time I look at the little compass on my wrist, I don't think about the years we lost. I think about the life we found, right next door.